Hi everyone. So today I wanted to just, make some art, have a little chat about a game I've been playing, which is Pokemon Black for the DS. I've been playing it on my 3DS, and I've kind of absolutely fallen in love with N, and I keep talking to him about I keep talking about him, not to him. He's not. I mean, I am talking to him sometimes, but anyway, I'm talking about him to everyone in my life. So I thought this would be a good outlet for me, because they're kind of getting sick of me. So yeah, I've drawn him. I've actually drawn him in my sketchbook before, but then I was like, this would be a cool thing to transfer over. And I changed him a little bit because I wanted him to be smiling, Here he's a bit emo. The reason I got this game is because I saw N, and I was like, his hair is green, and I kind of just very much fixated on him because of that. I knew nothing about the game. I knew nothing about him. But I was like, I love his design. He looks so cool. I want to be his friend. So that I saved up for the game. It's actually really expensive now. I got it at the start of this year, but I managed to luck out and get it quite cheap on eBay. I think it was £40, which is still kind of expensive for a game, but I saved up for it, and I played a good 6 months with it. So I think that was worth it, because it's now my favorite Pokemon game probably of all time. But yeah, so in the Pokemon game, as usual, it starts out as you're just some kid. Right, you're just minding your own business. You're trying to go on, complete the Pokedex. You've got some friends. They've got their own dramas going on. Right, and you're kind of just minding your own business. You're kind of just exploring the Pokemon world. And then you see this guy called Gitas. And then he's in the town square of the first town you go to, I think. And he's going on about how everyone's mistreating Pokemon, and this whole system that we've got going on with the Pokeballs and fighting Pokemon, it's bad for them, and the Pokemon, they deserve better. And I'm like, you know what? This is a fair thing we should be questioning, actually. I want to hear what this Gitas guy has to say. But then everyone around is well, some people are kind of oh yeah, we should think about this, this is important. And then some people are there's nothing we can do about this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then I don't know if it's in this town, but I think this is where we meet N as well, right? And then he runs up to you, and I don't remember him being this insane, but my boyfriend's playing through White now, because he saved up for it, because of how much I loved Pokemon Black. So he saved up for White, so then we can trade each other the Pokemon from each other's games, because there's some. I really like Reshiram, that's why I got this one. So I think it was in the first town as well, after we see Gitas. I don't know, Gitas sounds like a funny name. Is it because he's a geezer? I feel like that would make sense, Gitas, geezer, I feel like that's right. Anyway, yeah, we meet N, and he's like, oh my god, I can hear your Pokemon talking to me, let's fight. And I think I was just so distracted by the fact that he had green hair and I loved him that I didn't really realize how insane he was. But that's okay with me. So then we fight, and then he's like, oh my god, I've never heard Pokemon say such things. I'm like, what did they say? And he doesn't tell you. And then he's like, we will meet again or something. Right? So at this point, you're just a kid minding your own business. And then you see this, apparently he's a grown-ass man. I thought he was 12. He was or 15 or something, or whatever age the protagonist is, right? I thought he was my age. So maybe a little bit, out of the ordinary, let's say. Okay, I'm gonna dry it, and I'm not gonna torture you by making you listen to the dryer through the mic, so I'll see you in a minute. I seem to have lost my black marker somewhere, so I'm a little bit sad, but we're gonna carry on. Okay, so with these markers, it's very hit or miss on how juicy they will be. Some of them are alright. They're not the worst. For the price that I got them for, I think I got them normally they're £60 for about 60 something of them. I got this for 20, so I'm not upset. Where was I in the story? I think we leave the first town, and then you're kind of like, okay, well that guy was a little bit odd. I love his hair, bit odd, but I'm sure I won't see him again. And you're just like, okay, well I'm just gonna keep going to the Pokemon gyms because Professor Juniper is like, yeah, go get me the Pokédex because I love child labor. So and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go explore. We're having a good time. And then at some point we start meeting N again. And I think we go hang out at this amusement park. And I was like, oh, this is so cute. You know, we're becoming friends. Maybe something more. I don't know. I don't want to make any assumptions, but you know, this is kind of looking like a date. But anyway, and then he's like, you know, he invites me on this Ferris wheel and he's like, Nikki, I need to tell you something. And I'm like, anything, baby cakes. You can tell me anything. And he's like, I'm the king of Team Plasma. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of could tell. You know, I kind of know that. Because of the intro at the start of the game. Every time I load it up. But thank you for telling me. Like, this is a big thing for you. Because, like, okay, I'll show you the intro. Like, this is Geezer. These are like his... Yeah, this is Geezer. I don't know what he's doing. This is N. You can tell by his luscious hair, right? And he was raised by Pokemon when he was the baby. I don't know what that cube is. And then he's getting crowned the King Plant. And these are the lesbians that take care of him. I don't know, it's not canonical, but they look like it. And then, yeah, he's a king. And I'm like, this plays every time I start the game, dude. So like, oh yeah, this is Reshiram. Actually, do you want to... Yeah, this is Whiskers. This is Whiskers. I love him. So yeah, so he's like, I'm the king of Team Plasma, right? And I'm like, yeah, I kind of know that, but thank you for trusting me with that information. You know, I appreciate it. And then he's like, you know, I want to free all the Pokemon. You know, the Pokemon, they're not meant to be in Pokeballs. They're meant to be out in the wild and free. And I'm like, and you are raising such good points. I will help you. And he's like, do you want to help me? And like, he asks me this, but the game doesn't let me say yes. So I'm like, what? Like, I want to fight for Pokemon rights, you know? But no, he just leaves. And then I'm like, alright, well, I guess I'll find you later. So then I keep minding my own business, kind of thinking about what he said. And I'm like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. Or at least, like, you know, like, make sure that Pokemon are being treated well by the people who catch them. Because right now I don't see, like, any sort of system in place to help these Pokemon in case they don't want to be with these trainers, you know? And then it's like, you know, it's also not even, like, in the Pokemon universe, like, abuse exists. Because, like, in the first anime, because I watched it with my little brother. In the first anime, there's this Charmander, right? And he's, like, mistreated by his trainer and abandoned and neglected. So it's like, they're... Like, this is a real issue. This is a real problem. And, like, that's good that he brought it up. So I don't really know why everyone's acting like this man is spouting some crazy shit. It's like, this should have, like, is he really the first person to question this? So then later on, I think later on these, like, ninjas find me or something. And then they're like, oh, our king wants to see you. Go to this place. And I'm like, okay, I'll go to this place. And I'm like, okay, he's inviting me out. He sent, like, a whole entourage. Is that what that is? To, like, invite me somewhere. This is kind of starting to feel like it's a date, you know? Again, I don't want to make assumptions, but I feel like he's asking me out right now. So I'll go, and I go to this castle, right? What was going on in the castle? I go in the castle, and there's, like, these bunch of, like, puzzles and stuff in this tower. And I'm kind of like, alright, this is kind of weird that I have to, like, can't we do the puzzles together? But alright, whatever. So I tried to get up the tower, and then his little, like, lackey dudes are coming up to me, And they're just like, yeah, we're gonna protect our king. You can't get to our king. I'm like, your king invited me, bro. I am your king's date. I am your queen. But okay, whatever. So I fight like 20 guys, right? Beat them all very easily. Get up there. And then he starts talking about some dragon. And I'm like, that's cool. I like dragons. But then he like, I don't know. He says, I don't remember what he says, but like he just leaves. And like, I think he's gonna go get like Zekrom. But like, I'm just kind of standing there like betrayed. Like, dude, I did all these puzzles and you're not even gonna, like, we're not even gonna hang out. And we couldn't have talked about the mission while we did the we couldn't just met downstairs. Okay, so I'm kind of a little bit upset at this point. You know, I'm kind of feeling like, you know, our friendship is not really getting nurtured on both sides at the moment. But like, I get he's busy, you know. No, and then I think we go to look for like some like rock for like the dragons. Cause I think he says something like, oh yeah, you're gonna, like, I'm the hero, you're the hero, we're gonna like see whose ideals and like whose side is right. And I'm like, no, I agree with you though. I agree with you. So I don't know why we're fighting, cause I'm on your side. Like, I think the game is like, you know, you're two opposite sides of a coin, but he kind of like sold it so well that I was kind of like, okay, cause at this point I didn't realize. I'll tell you what I didn't realize later, okay? Which in hindsight makes a lot more sense, but I don't know if I like missed a line or something, or if it was implied and I missed it. And then I think at some point I see Gitas on this bridge, and like the ninjas kidnapped me to take me 3 steps across the bridge, and then Gitas basically is like, I groomed your boyfriend to become the hero, so I can become like the ruler, like he can be the king of King Plasma, of Team Plasma, and then I'm gonna be the real ruler, and like he's gonna help me take over the world, because I don't actually give a fuck about these Pokemon, right? And I was like, what the fuck is this guy telling me this? Like, what? And he's like, yeah, so don't stop me because I groomed your boyfriend. And I was like, well, then I'm gonna definitely stop. Like, I need to tell N this, you know? So then I'm looking for N everywhere, and I think he told me he's going to, like, beat up the champion of the Pokemon League, because then he can, like, assert dominance on everyone in the Pokemon world. It's kind of like the prison logic, I think, of, like, you beat up the toughest guy, and then everyone listens to you. Which I feel like there could have been steps we could have done before that, you know? See, like, this white is just not... You can't even see it, bruv. Oy, oy, oy. So then I go to the Pokemon League. I have the Reshiram stone, but he's not woken up yet. So I go to the Pokemon League. I have a crash out about the Pokemon League because of how difficult it is. Getting my ass whooped in Pokemon Black. Because, dude, they did not need to make this Pokemon League so hard. Like, why? I lost like 4 times and I'm losing all my money, bro. Okay, but look, while I was like, look who I got. Look at this guy. Hold on. Look at this guy I found. He was just like chasing me everywhere. I found him. Isn't he cute? He's like, yeah, he wouldn't leave me alone, so I caught him and he's my friend now. I also found these like other dudes. We're having a little Pokemon break. Hold on. I found this fella. I had him in Pokemon Sapphire that I played on my boyfriend's DS before I got mine. I also have this dude. Not him alone. This dude I found, where did I find him? I found him in like a cave that was like over a river. This guy I found in a forest. And this guy, hold on. This guy was just chilling under the Pokemon League, and I was like, alright. So I have like a bunch of fancy Pokemon now, but I can't use any of them because they're all fighting bits, right? They're all fighting, and there's a psychic crazy lady in the league, and she will just kill everything. and I can't get past her no matter what I do. No, okay, because there's this like hieroglyphics guy, and he has an ice move, and I'm like, you're from the desert, bro. Like, I put out my dragon because I was like, well, a dragon isn't gonna be super affected by psychic. And he's like my highest level Pokemon. So I'll do a dragon. And then she pulls out an ice move and I'm like, brother, you're from the desert? You're a psychic flying type. Why can't you use ice moves? Okay, anyway, enough crashing out. And then I finally beat them after like trying 4 or 5 times. And then I see N, who's, you know, usually at the end of the Pokemon League, you also have to beat the champion, and that's like the surprise of like, ha ha ha, you're not done yet. You thought. But no, this time N has already beaten him, and then N like is like, come to my castle, let's battle. And I'm like, alright. And everyone's like, Nikki, talk to N, please get through to him, or he's gonna like kill everyone. And I'm like, wait, hold on a minute, what do you mean he's gonna kill everyone? I thought we were just gonna have Pokemon rights. I thought the worst thing that could happen is Pokemon get rights. What is this? You know, but apparently, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if they were just being dramatic. I don't know what happened. But then I was like, okay, so like no pressure. I just have to like, I barely beat the Pokemon League. And now I have to battle N, who the champion even couldn't defeat. So okay, I'm like, okay, I have some potions left. I heal up. And I go to his castle, and then like the ladies that raised N like take care of me. So like I didn't even need to use my potions. I'm a little bit mad about that. Like, you could have told me that. But anyway. Okay, but then I go fight N. Reshiram wakes up, and I get to the last Pokemon and I lose. And I was like, fuck. Are we all gonna die now because I lost? But no, like one of his knights escorts me to the Pokemon Center, and then he lets me fight again. And it's funny though, because then he just like starts crashing out because he lost, and then he's like, I'm not meant to be the hero. I'm like, dude, I literally lost too, it's fine. Like, best of 3, we can do best of 3, like, I don't mind. He's like, no, I lost fair and square. I'm like, you really didn't, I can restart, but whatever. And then, you know, the geezer comes, and he's like, and you useless child, and I almost cried. He's just like, you don't deserve to have the name that I gave you. I made you to be something else, but you just turned out to be a useless boy. So that was very sad. And then I fight the geezer, and is kind of just standing there like contemplating everything, because he's like, if I'm not the hero, what am I? Like, what am I supposed to do here? I wanted to save my friends, the Pokemon, and now I can't, because he also grew up with like as you're going through the castle, you also learn that he kind of grew up with these Pokemon who were like abandoned or abused by their trainers. So like it makes sense why he thought what he thought, because then Gyarados like just keeps him in this castle, like letting him stew in his beliefs, not letting him have any other information. So like, yeah, it makes sense why he felt the way that he did. But, you know, as the game series is meant to like get you to understand, is it's not that black and white. There are also like, you know, while there are people who treat their Pokemon well, there's also people who treat them badly, and vice versa. Though I will say that the latter did not get as much focus, which I guess I can get to in a minute. Yeah, then I beat Gyarados. He was really easy. Well, compared to N anyway. And then, yeah, the champion forgives N, which I don't know what gives the champion the authority. Like, are we in this society just whoever is the best at fighting Pokemon is the ruler? I don't know. But N is absolved of his crimes, which makes sense, and I'm glad he is, because, like, you know, I don't think it's really a choice for you to become like that. If, I don't know, like, from his perspective, what he was doing was very heroic, because he thought he was freeing the Pokemon from these evil oppressors. But then he's kind of like, no, the bit that made me cry, I know that a lot of people like the quote where it's like, that dream make it come true, which that one is good too, but it's also like, I don't know, the quote that made me tear up, like this point I started crying, was when he walks up to you and he goes like, Nikki, can I talk to you about something? and you just walk across this, like, to his throne, or like where it was. I don't remember if it's ruined now, but like you walk where his throne was, and he just tells you, like, you know, I grew up thinking all people were bad, and that, like, we needed to get rid of them so Pokemon could be free. But then I was around and I saw people with their Pokemon, so I was very confused. And then your Pokemon, they said they wanted to be with you, and I was so confused, but I kept fighting, but then I was getting more and more confused. Because then also the whole time he's also, like, begging you to fight him as well, and I'm just like, it doesn't sound like you're really sure you want to do this. And I think he just wanted to fight you so he could figure out which way is the right way, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna make it black and white. It's either win or lose. If you win, we get to do what you want. If I win, we do what I want, you know? And I don't know, there's just that bit where he's like, can I talk to you? You know? And he's like just sharing his feelings about what he learned and his confusion with the world. That just really stuck with me. And I thought I was doing the right thing, but I wasn't. And now I don't know what to do. Because I genuinely thought I was helping. You know? And that just made me cry. I was like, this baby. I don't know, because, like, N is like a villain that I could see myself becoming, if that makes sense, if put in the same circumstances, is the thing. And I think that's why he kind of impacted me so deeply, because I was like, well, yeah, this, like, I also get very passionate and very emotional about things, and I will do anything for those things, and I can be kind of blinded and tunnel visioned into things for better or for worse. So yeah, I understand completely where he's coming from, and I think he's a wonderfully written character, and I think he's a wonderful person as well. I know he's been doing some bad things and tried to do some bad things, but he also didn't know that Gydas was lying to him, you know? He didn't know that Gydas just wanted to use him for power. He thought he was genuine, you know? And, you know, trapped alone with only those beliefs and your experiences and the experiences of the Pokemon he had, being mistreated, and, like, you have no other data of the world to go off of. Like, yeah, man, I get it. I mean, you know, maybe don't try to kill everyone about it. I'm not saying that was right. I also, if my voice sounds funny, I'm kind of battling off a cold at the moment. I always get ill. I get ill so much, it's really annoying. Yeah, so the game was really good. I love N. I also love, like, N was, like, definitely my favorite character, but I did really like Bianca. Bianca was cool. I liked her whole, you know, discovering herself arc, and, like, because her parents didn't really, well, her dad didn't really want her to go be a Pokemon trainer. And I also liked her because she was a very skilled fighter. I'm not saying she wasn't. But it's also, like, you know, her power didn't really come from, like, her battling or, like, her strength. It was more so, like, in the form of support. Whereas, like, you know, we had Charon, who was a bit of a dick at the start. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like him at the start, and I still don't know how I feel about him, to be honest. But he just wanted... I thought he was gonna turn out to be, like, the villain of the game at the start. Because I was like, yeah, he's just going on about, like, how much power he wants, and he's making fun of Bianca because she's weaker, or, like, dumber, or whatever. And I'm just like, girl is getting, like, she's got her family stuff going on, dude. Like, you are not on the same playing field, you know? And... But I did like that they let her be a supportive character, and, like, her strength comes from the fact of how she can support and help, you know? Which I thought was cute, because, again, strength isn't black and white either, and I appreciate that. I also appreciate, like, the theme of the game of, like, you know, your parents' beliefs kind of can end up getting passed down to you, or either on purpose or not on purpose. Like, your parents kind of want to shape you into who you want to be, and it's like, the adults in your life don't always know what's right or wrong either. Again, that's not black and white either. And I feel like that's something that you realize as a kid at some point, where you're like, oh, you guys don't know shit either. I mean, I'm glad Charon didn't become a villain. He kind of, like, he has a moment where he looks like he's gonna be, and then he kind of, like, you know, the champion kind of comes up to him and he's like, what are you gonna do with the power once you get it? And he's like, I don't actually know. I don't think that's important. I'll just be the champion. But then he kind of like thinks about it more, and he's like, yeah, maybe this is important, you know? Maybe actually what I'm gonna do with this power is more important than me having it. I guess the only thing I didn't like about the game, which I kind of said before, is that they never actually like answer the question of whether what they're doing is ethical. Which I guess it makes sense because it's meant to be like, you know, it's not black and white, it depends on the situation, but it's like things kind of just stayed as they are, from my understanding. Like, no one did anything else to protect the Pokemon. No one said anything about changing anything to make sure that the Pokemon are happy. Like, N kind of left because he was like, I need to figure my shit out, which is fair enough. But it's kind of like, well, are we just pretending none of this happened now? Or because the game kind of tries to convince you that, oh, okay, the Pokemon are happier with like their owners. But it's like, but again, like, N's Pokemon were abused. There's other instances of this going on. So like, shouldn't we, you know, do something about that? Oh yeah, another thing I've just thought of is those Pokemon boxes, right? Because I went into N's castle, right, before I fought him, and I found like this scientist place. And they like figured out how to hack the system, so like everyone's freaking Pokemon boxes are gonna get released. Like all the Pokemon in the boxes are gonna get released. And like, maybe we should get back to that, because like, is that ethical to keep animals in boxes? Like, just cause you caught them? Like, maybe we should get back to that. Look at those plushies. Good. Alright, let's save men from no line art jail. Let me get my crayons. Okay, so I actually lied, and I kind of kept tinkering with it for like 20 minutes, but now we can put some line art on it. I think the way I want to do it is maybe we do a black outline around, and then maybe for the eyes, and then like colored outline for the other ones, just so like it's not all the same and so harsh. Oh wait, I should get some like reddish tone. It's just like bringing it just that little bit closer to the, okay, that's fine, that will be black anyway, but just bringing it that little bit closer in the hue to the redder side of the color wheel, I think should help. I don't know, theoretically speaking. I hope so. Theoretically speaking, I hope so. Yeah, I really hope I can play the sequel, because maybe like the issues that I'm bringing up about the game, maybe they just get answered in the sequel. So if everyone could please not buy either Pokemon Black or White 2 for a bit, so the prices go down so I can afford it, that would be amazing. Like, maybe, okay, pick which one we don't want to buy. I don't know if I want white or black, because I already have black, and I think you're supposed to play it like the same one, but I want to see the forest. I want to see the other areas. So, but like, I don't really mind. So let's pick one that no one's gonna buy until Christmas, and then I'm gonna get it on Christmas, and then I'll let you all know when I get it, and then you can buy it. Alright? Because I get some of you might also want to play it, and that's fine. But can we all just not buy it for a bit? So like, all the evil people on eBay lower their prices. Can we agree on that? Because like, listen, then if we all buy it at once, then they're not gonna know what hit them, and then we'll all have it at a good price. Right? If we're quick. If you're too slow, then you're too slow. I'm sorry. I think I went a little bit crazy with the hair on this side. I don't know what it's doing. I'm just looking at my sketchbook. I feel like I kind of messed it up, but it's fine. I'm trying to like make the lines thicker where there's more shadow. I'm hoping that works. I think it just looks better with thicker lines, to be honest. And then I'm also trying to shade it in with the pencil too, to kind of have more of a transition between mediums. You know? I don't know. Maybe let's just put it back. Let's just put that back. Nothing happened here. Nothing ever happened here. There we go. Actually, now I have to shade it all out so it's the texture. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna free you from the lampstand. How are we feeling about him? Ooh. I think he turned out alright. I think he turned out better than I expected him, to be honest. I think the thing I said about the shiny hair actually worked how I wanted it to work. So I'm happy about that. Epic angles. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, it's, hold on. It's the guy. There he is. It's the guy. Yeah, I guess I wanted to ask, it's kind of awkward to ask, but it's like, do you think this is good enough for me to try and like sell my art as like stickers and stuff? Because I have a scanner, so I kind of want to make him into a sticker for myself for my laptop. Like, I put so many stickers on my laptop. That one my friend from Japan made. It's very cool. But yeah, I don't know. Would you buy something like this as a sticker or a printer or something? I made some like ages ago, like some Larry stickers as well, cause I was thinking of doing that. But okay, the main thing stopping me is I don't know how you set up a bank account for it, and I don't know how to do taxes. And I don't want to get arrested over stickers, and like my boyfriend is telling me I'm overreacting, but I'm scared. So if anyone knows how to do taxes, hit me up. And if anyone thinks they want this, because I'm also disabled, so I physically can't work a full-time job, so it would be cool if this could become a source of income. But if not, it's fine. Don't worry. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. It's fine. Oh, my camera cut out. My camera doesn't work. I guess my camera said no. God said no. God said you suck. Anyway. So yeah, let me know if you would like him in your home. And if you guys do want him, then I'll figure out how to do taxes. That, or how to evade taxes and get away with it. If you're the government watching this, I didn't say anything. This is all just a joke. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye! Yeah, I forgot the best bit of peeling the tape off. Almost ended the video and you didn't get to see the best bit of it. Oh, kinda got messed up a little bit. That's alright. Yeah, it's kinda hard to do with one hand. There we go. Not the most satisfying tape, but here he is. Okay, goodbye for real this time. Bye! Oh no, I'm putting you down because I'm opening... Oh, why did it do that? Okay, this is meant to be this bit. And I did it wrong and I forgot. But I need a darker pen. Okay, this is what he is. This is meant to be colored in. I just wanted everyone to know that. Alright? Cool. See ya!